be 7:15, everybody. Let's go. I'm going to be real with you. This is my first panel I've ever done at Megacon. So please be gentle. It's my first time. I did not think I was going to do this, but here we are. So, good Thursday so far. Everybody having a pretty fun time. Everybody happy? We're all pretty happy today? Yeah. Not me. Nothing to smile about in my life right now. Because unfortunately I've gained the knowledge of fire. And if you've played Red Dead Redemption 2, hit video game, you would know that the knowledge of fire brings everything. I know too much, okay? I am not smiling right now. This is a serious, but you look at the schedule and you're like, this is a joke, okay? He's kidding. Goblins aren't real. Well, guess what? You're all about to leave this room completely different people. And I'm sorry to have to be the one that ruined this for you, but, you know, you walked in. I don't know what to tell you. So let's start a little bit. Let's start with who I am. Who is Brian Henken? So that's the only picture I have. I don't really take a lot of selfies. I'm a video game composer, amateur. I'm, pretty good at it. That's music, for those of you who don't know. Video essayist on YouTube.com. That's a video website. Maybe you've heard of it. Chad Fartstorm, Dark Wizard of the Demon Realm with my friend Dylan's D&D campaign. I know I don't look like much, but Mr. Fartstorm is not one to be trifled with. I am also a Goblin expert, PhD summa cum laude. So I wear quite a few hats, we'll say. For those of you who are interested in the video essay part, I'll show you a little bit of that. Don't mind the desktop background. So, a little bit. I put spoiler warnings because I'm like a nice guy and all. I'm like nice, I'm like pretty cool. Here we go. I'm putting my mic up to the speaker now. Leave me alone.
I have this friend who is...
That's enough of that. Just in the interest of time. So yeah, that's me. But the real point of us being here, obviously, is goblins are real. They're freaking real. I don't want to curse, but this is something I take very, very seriously. That's David Bowie. Don't worry too much about him. So let's do a little exercise. What is a goblin? That's Peter Griffin from Family Dad. What are some attributes of a goblin? Stinky, okay. Anything else? What do goblins look like?
Green.
Green, okay. And anything else, or is that stinky green?
Small, violent.
Is that small, violent? I heard.
Big ears.
Weird how we all know that, right? You all just kind of know that already? Keep that in your brain going forward, how you all just kind of innately know what a goblin is. So, before we get into it, we're going to get into the history of goblins a little bit. And I want to talk about someone who's very important in the goblin community. This is someone who actually found the first goblin specimen. The goblin was unfortunately dead. But I do want to introduce you to Mr. Armis Scarpinato. That's him. That's the goblin he found. He discovered the goblin in 1873, 40 miles outside of Reykjavik, Iceland, Mr. Scarpinato. The goblin had dry skin, bony fingers, and looked whack as hell, in his own words. Mr. Scarpinato is no longer in the goblin community right now. He has since moved on. He is still with us. He's about 432 years old, I think. But he was quoted as saying this. He is a big pickleball guy. I live by the pickle and die by the ball. Women want me, goblins fear me. That's a real quote. Yeah, big round of applause for Mr. Armis Scarpinato, please. Thank you. sure he's gonna love that. So, what he did was lay the groundwork for most modern goblinology. Lesser goblins, standard goblin, greater goblin, and hobgoblins are the 4 food groups currently that we know of goblins. That's not to say there are not subcategories of goblins. I've listed some of my favorites, like the slimy goblin, that's like a wet one. So it's like kind of covered in a layer of mucus, would not touch that. The southwestern diamondback cavern goblin, that one's my favorite. The Mind Goblin? Do not ask me about the Mind Goblin. We are not talking about the Mind Goblin today.
Why?
You're my mom, you cannot ask that. My mom's here. The Tree Goblin, they can swim. Keep that in mind, write that down, you have notes in your phone. The Pirate Goblin, I really don't have to explain that too much. The Australian Bush Demon, and Tim. Tim is probably the worst. Tim is probably the worst of all the goblins that I've ever encountered. So we'll start going like category by category. We'll start with the Lesser Goblin. These are a few. The Doritos, those are goblins in the larval states, okay? They can reach a maximum height of about 2 feet tall. They have high-pitched voices, higher than mine. I know mine. They have shrill voices, and they can run at speeds of up to 87 miles per hour. Remember how fast you drove to get here? It's faster than that, so just remember. Just keep looking after that. They steal jewels, gemstones, and USB flash drives. Us in the community, we don't know what they need all this data for, what they're storing, and I shudder at the thought. No living specimens have been found since 1973. I might have seen one, but again, like it's unconfirmed. I don't have the authority to say that. They'll attack only if provoked, and they're weak to pepper spray and Cheeto dust. I left my Cheeto dust at my home today. I was gonna pass it around to show the class. I'm really sorry about that. That's definitely on me. But let's talk about the standard goblin, okay? That picture in the top right is actually a very rare photo, because if you look in the back, there's a second goblin. So the person who took that picture, they're very lucky. They're commonly found in the company of witches, ghouls, Sasquatches, and Mothmen, but there obviously can be more. There's some different creatures. Typically in thrall of a larger, more imposing villainous being like Thanos, Regina George, or Satan. I really don't feel like I need to point out which of those 3 is the worst, but Regina George. Living in shadow areas such as grottos to conceal their vile nature, grotesque appearance, and bad vibes. I don't need to get into bad vibes here. You guys know what bad vibes look like. My mom is literally sitting right there. I'm kidding. I'm just kidding. They deal in the dark arts of lying, trickery, hijinks, and tomfoolery. So make sure you keep that in mind. And I once actually saw a goblin at the Pizza Ranch in Columbus, Nebraska on September 9th, 2007. I have to warn you, because the image I'm about to show you, if there are any children in the room, you gotta go. I really don't want to be responsible for scarring you for life, but we're good on that?
Yeah.
All right. If you have glasses, go ahead and put those on. Like if you can't see very well, you may have to look closer. But if you look on the top left, on that little ledge there.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah. You probably got to squint a little bit, but there is a goblin in this photo. It may not seem like there is, but there is. He's inside the Pizza Ranch. I know I said that this photo was taken in 2007, and the sign there clearly says 2011. Goblins can manipulate time. Okay? And that's real. You can look that up. Google.com website. Go there. Now we're going to talk about the greater goblin. They live in Goblin Town at approximately 12,263 meters into the earth, which conveniently is about a meter deeper than human beings have ever drilled. So I find that a little strange. They can be anywhere from 500 to 1,200 pounds old. Though there is research to suggest that they could be 2 pounds old. Okay? They're capable of complex thoughts and critical thinking, such as solving a Rubik's Cube, or beating Halo 2 on Legendary. Shout out Real Gamers. And they do burn down orphanages and have diets consisting of Arby's and car batteries.
That's how they're staying in business.
That's something that we really do need to talk about, because you all have an Arby's near your house. Just think about that for a second. And Arby's, like, the reason these goblin numbers have gotten so high, and they have gotten higher, we'll get into that, is Arby's is supplying them, these goblins, with food and sustenance. And I just think that's disgusting. So what we should be doing is running into Arby's and making a big scene, probably like laying on the floor and screaming, asking to see the manager. Just next time you see an Arby's, if you got a few extra minutes, stop it and let them know. There are 2 goblins, 2 greater goblins being tracked by the Florida Fish and Wildlife Conservation Commission. This is the bad move. Me being an expert, I think they probably should have just been euthanized. Okay, I have to warn you again. Please, if you are faint of heart, like if this is gonna be too much, then you gotta go. Like this is gonna be pretty dang scary. I won't be mad. Okay? Because you're about to. I'm just gonna go. All right? Oh, that was. Wait, no, I'm sorry. Oh my God! I'm sorry. This is not part of the. This is not part of the presentation. My computer is frozen. I can't. Don't please. Everyone, can you just close your eyes? I was not supposed to be in there. Okay, hobgoblins. I had no idea you were so passionate about it. They can read your mind and influence your thoughts. And they will take positions of power to try and influence elections and make life hell for the residents of Kentucky. In 2016, a known hobgoblin actually took over governorship of Florida and turned it into a hellscape. So this is something that just keeps happening. We gotta pay more attention. They cause pain and suffering on large scales. They double dip and they play League of Legends. And they can take on a near lifelike appearance of a real human, even though they are in fact a dang goblin. So obviously that top right image, he looks kind of human-like, but that's a goblin, of course. The bottom right, no human looks like that, of course. So you can pretty easily tell that that's a goblin, okay? So we're gonna get right along here. I hear a lot of you asking, I can tell by the silence, where's the proof? I've heard there's people in the back that he hasn't proved it yet. Why won't he prove it? So it's, Brian, where's the proof? But to that I say, shut up. What's your problem? In order to get the full image, you need to let the artist paint the picture for you, me being the artist here, okay? So to move on, we're gonna talk about some notable goblin attacks that have happened. These are real. You might remember them from the news if you watch the news. So one of the most notable ones would be in 2002, the documentary film Spider-Man actually tried to kill Tobey Maguire multiple times, and I think there was also something including a bus full of children. This is one of the worst goblin attacks humanity has ever seen, and he's still a free man. He recently killed Marissa Tomei, which is weird because I think she's here this weekend. So I really don't know how that works. I really did watch her die, guys. Really sorry if you haven't seen that movie. And then if you look in the bottom left, that's clearly Dobby from Harry Potter. You can tell, and I've actually put another image on the right for you to compare. That's Dobby Goblin right there. So no child looks like that. And they certainly wouldn't dance on the driveway. So like, there are goblins, you can see them right here. So what the hell are we doing about these dang goblins, guys? What tools are being used? What research is being done into these goblins? How are we detecting goblins and preventing attacks? What the heck are we doing? Goblin encounters? What do you do with that? And how can you farm more insight to see goblins in their true form? Because I'm telling you, they're everywhere. My group that I work with right now, we are actually, we're fighting the goblin fight head on. I work with the magical ovitive research of ornery and nefarious species, or the MORONS. And we have members all across the flat Earth. We research goblins, aliens, Bigfoots, big feet, fairies, and Discord moderators. So when your roommate's like chilling in his room and you're like, hold on, kitten, deafen for a second. Hey guys, it's movie night, no memes in general. Just know that like, any day you're gonna hear like probably a knock on your door that's like, hold on. It goes something like that, you have to pay attention. I'm at your door. Me and my boys are rolling up to send him to the gulag. And when I say you can farm more insight to see that these goblins are everywhere, they truly are everywhere. Okay? I want you to take a look at that picture on the left. See that? See that gosh dang goblin right there? Look at the carpet, look at the ceiling. Where is that goblin at? Here. Exactly. He's at a convention, not unlike this one. Okay? So like, they could be anywhere. I'm sure we've all walked past like a dozen goblins like in the last hour. So what do you do if you run into a goblin? Like, what happens? What are you supposed to do? I have some steps. Stop. Harden your body and senses like you're a tree that can't be knocked down. Anchor your feet in the ground with a wide stance about shoulder length apart. Roast the goblin with your deepest insults. That's why your shoes raggedy. Like that type of stuff. Turn away and act as if you don't care about them at all, because then they'll be really upset. I've come up with like a fun acronym to remember this by. So if you remember this, you will be more than fine. And remember this, because it's so important, okay? Because goblin sightings, they're on the rise right now, okay? Like, this is how many goblins. The goblins are measured in torment, which is a group of goblins, a torment. And the years are measured, well, we measure those in years. But somewhere around 2012, it just shot up like crazy. Like Mitt Romney shows up and we are just not looking good. No shade to Mitt Romney. I mean, he never did anything to me. I don't know much about Mitt Romney, but he's the only thing I can remember from 2012. So you really just need to be on the lookout. This is a moment of silence for everything Spider-Man does right. We all good? All right. So it is finally time. We're gonna get to some concrete proof of God. Again, I'm really not trying to scare anybody. But the video that you're about to see is footage of a goblin. Remember when I said the speakers weren't working? We're about to test out. We're about to see if this whole microphone situation works. If you can't hear this very well, it's on you. Or if you want to like move, I don't know, goblin, you can come up. It's whatever. So here's a goblin. Here's a sighting of a lesser goblin that was I found on the internet. This is from 1960. Mom, what year are you born? 1964 is when this goblin sighting happened. God damn it. So check this out. Maybe you don't believe that. Maybe you're like, you know what, that wasn't real. That had to be fake. I have a source out in the field who has sent me a little something. I can't say who he is because he's worried for the safety of him and his mom, whose basement he lives in. But these images are real. What I'm about to show you is very real. And he promises they're not AI generated. But what you are looking at right now are 6 US presidents. Both sides of the political spectrum. So this is not a party issue. This is a goblin problem. Do you see what I'm saying? Do you get it? Notice how the goblin with John F. Kennedy is more feral, and the goblin with Obama is like he seems more astute. They're getting smarter. And then the one with Trump, he's like beefy, so now they're smarter and stronger. This is a really big problem. I don't know why Reagan's so happy. But maybe you still don't believe it. You're like, no, that can't be real. That ain't no goblin. What if I told you I myself have footage of a goblin that I took? Yeah. Now again, I really don't know how loud this is going to be, because Megacon kind of got me with that one. But this is footage that I took of a goblin. If you can't hear it, let me know. We'll figure something out. And yeah, here's my goblin thing.
What's going on, Megacon? Today I'm out
that?
in the enchanted forest because I've heard lots of rumors at the Bannered Mare that there have been goblin sightings out here. I can't tell you exactly where I am because not because I don't want to be proved wrong, but I just don't want anybody to get hurt. I need to keep everybody safe. Already, I've seen lots of signs of goblins. There's a stink about in the air. I've heard lots of shrill, maniacal laughter in the bushes. So we really just need to keep our eyes out, our eyes peeled. If you look really closely here,
Pay attention.
look at that. What's that? Exactly. Goblin hole. Lesser goblin. Do you hear that?
You hear this shit okay? Okay, good.
Do you hear that? Here, right here. Notice how the trail is smaller. It's not really small enough for a human being to get through.
Yeah.
As compared to this. What's something smaller than a human being? That's right. It's a goblin. I've not even been out here 5 minutes and already the warning signs are starting to show up.
This is big.
Look at this. Sasquatches and goblins. Aliens and goblins. And a grim reminder that goblins roam in masses. Really scary out here today, guys. Really scary. Usually out here I'm seeing lots of ghouls and Sasquatches, but none today. It seems that the goblins in the area have pretty much wiped out the local population. It's just so sad. This part of the enchanted forest is usually pretty dangerous because typically there's a goblin patrolling this bridge. And in order to get past him, you'll have to answer his riddles 3, and he will grant you safe passage. But it looks like he has off today. Oh my god, no way.
See that?
Proof is all around you, really, if you look for it. I can tell we're starting to get into some dangerous territory here. Look at this. Goblins, on occasion, they'll gnaw on little sticks when they're trying to sharpen their teeth to go eat all the children at an orphanage. And that's real. You can look that up. Google.com website. Goblin Patrol. They've been spotted in the area. How are you guys doing today? Great weather we're having.
Yeah.
If you're a goblin, that is. if you pay very close attention and you watch the treetops, or even listen, sometimes you can hear the southeastern red-breasted crow goblin chirping here and there. That's probably him now. A fell wind has just swept through the pine flatwoods. Hallmark sign of a goblin. I'm behind enemy lines here, folks. Kind of out of my wheelhouse right now. See the bushes moving? See the bushes moving like that? That's not the wind. That's what they want you to think. Hi, how are you guys?
Hey, how's it going?
How's it going? People really need to be careful out here today. I've seen a lot of people walking through the woods. It's just not safe. I would really hate to see, turn on the news tomorrow and see that someone was found boiling in a witch's cauldron. Really starting to get into some uncharted territory here. Did you hear that? Oh my god. Behind that tree.
I really did warn you that you were going to leave this room a different person. Because now you know, you've seen the evidence, you know what to do. And repeat after me. Sure. Goblins are real. They are real. Okay? Everyone in this goddamn thing is a goblin. They're all goblins. I wouldn't be shocked if there's a goblin in this room right now. So now you know. And you all leave this room different people than you were who walked in. You're like me. No more happy days after this. Not a smile in my life anymore. I don't know what time it is. I got like 15 minutes. If you have any questions about goblins, I'm the expert. Look at me. I'm the expert. I know what I'm talking about. So I'll take a few questions. What's up, bud? What do you got?
My dad
He is a goblin, you're right.
He loves Arby's. He works on cars, and he's real stinky. Who should I talk to about this? I'm scared. Is he a goblin?
Do you see a therapist?
I think I should after this.
Okay, start with that.
Okay.
And then what I would do after that is probably, do you have social media, like Facebook or anything? Okay, start on Facebook. What you can do is you can change the settings on a post to make it so a very specific person doesn't see the post.
Okay.
Block your dad from that post and just post something, it doesn't have to be anything urgent, you don't have to be freaking out, but you can say, you guys, my dad is a goddamn goblin.
Right.
I really need someone to take care of this.
I'll shard him,
Yeah, and, you'll definitely have to shard your dad. After that, post goes live, he'll probably be arrested within minutes.
Thank you.
Anytime, really. That's what I'm here for. I'm just trying to help. What's up, Slime? You're Slime.
I'm Slime? Alright, cool.
Yeah.
Mr. Bryant, how come you mentioned that there are goblins possibly walking among us in this convention?
Don't say Among Us like that.
How do we know for sure that you're not?
Well, here's the thing. Goblins wouldn't help themselves like this. I almost wore green today. And I didn't. Because I didn't want to look like I'm a goblin. I mean, obviously you can tell, I do not have goblin attributes. I smell incredible.
Receipts or it didn't happen?
Huh? I didn't even hear that.
You said you smelled great.
You would know it if you saw it. Obviously my level of insight is pretty high. I can see it. But even sometimes it's hard for me. Homeboy here is wearing green. I really don't know. That guy's completely blue. sometimes you just don't know. I hope your screen's not cracked. So it's up in the air sometimes. But if you're an expert like me, you can usually tell. Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, quick question. I was on the dark interwebs the other day researching goblins, and I heard there was a secret program in Area 53. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, it's actually in Area 54.
Oh, dang it. Dang those interwebs.
And I can't tell you because they'll take my fingernails and my toenails. Yes, in the green shirt. So.
I've heard a lot about goblins today, which very appreciative that you're bringing light onto the subject. But I haven't heard much about trolls. It's kind of like an erasure. So I do kind of want to hear about is there similarity? Is there what's going on? With that?
Somewhat. Trolls are not my area of expertise. You might want to look up like Chris Chan or something to figure that out. They would know a hell of a lot more about trolls than I would. But trolls do suck ass, yeah, I'll give you that. What's up, man? All the way in the back with the glasses.
Yeah, I was wondering if you could tell us more about mind goblins.
I really can't answer that with my mom in the room. But there's no Megacon employees in there, is there? Mom, can you just pull one of these?
I can't hear you.
So you want to know about mind goblins?
Yeah.
Well, would you perhaps maybe mind goblin these nuts? It's a little joke in the community. They're leaving without even saying thank you. God, I forgot to read them. Yes, my hero person.
Yeah, I have a question about charting. Do goblins have any innate weaknesses or insecurities?
They do, yeah. Pepper spray and Cheeto dust are two of them. Even the mention of Cheeto dust, that'll typically get them. But that's why your shoes raggedy. Toenails unclipped. Roast their appearance first. Maybe talk about their mom or something. I hate when that happens to me. What's up, Dom?
Yeah, as a small child, I lived near a cave and was told not to go in because it was inhabited by goblins.
Yeah.
But upon further investigation, my cousins and I discovered that it had actually been abandoned. Is there any precedent for that? And is that then prime real estate for humans?
What year was this?
2007.
I want to say 7.
That's the same
Oh
year.
my god, that's the same year that you started!
So the Pizza Ranch Goblin definitely had some cave things about him. He probably did live there and then moved out. He went to the Pizza Ranch. I mean, pizza, that makes sense. But you did just tell me about your dad. Goblins can typically sense when people are whack as hell. And if your dad is trying to be a goblin and you kind of already were figuring out, probably not very good at it. So that's probably why. That or they felt threatened by him.
Got it. Okay.
So
Either way.
I hate to break the bad news. Got anything else? What's up, Sim?
How do you join MORONS?
Do you have access to a carrier pigeon cage near you?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to send in a handwritten note. You don't have to worry about billing or stamps because it's a pigeon. But they typically won't accept it unless it's in red or blue crayon. And just say hey, what's up? What's your name? Say, hey, what's up? It's me. And the MORONS, the Magical Obviative Research of Ordinary Nefarious Species. And then, yeah, they'll contact you. It's typically a guy in a black hood who will come to your house and he'll speak in like a low, gravelly tone. Don't be scared of him. He's just the dude, the moron's representative. So, baseball hat. What's it?
Can you tell us more about Tim?
Oh, I can talk for a long time. I'm gonna get in trouble for that. I took a big risk putting that shit in there. All you need to know is that Tim is one of the most vile goblins I've ever come into contact with, and just straight up sucks ass. You probably won't have to come into contact with Tim. I don't know where you live, but it'll probably be fine. I'll take a couple more questions, because I'll keep it real with you. I got a shit. I'll come back to you, because I got you once before. I swear to God I'll do it. But face paint in the back and axe. What's up?
Can we go hunt them down?
Well, where are you trying to go?
Wherever they are.
It depends. Some counties, actually, it's illegal to hunt goblins outside of certain seasons. I think it starts at like February 2nd at like 7:38 p.m. And then ends at about March 9th at like 6 p.m. So if you go that time, yeah, you can kill them. You can kill them if you see one. I mean, don't mistake anyone for it. Like you'll know a goblin when you see it. What's up, Slime?
Mr. Henken, can we start the hunt at Publix?
No, you want to do it at Arby's.
Damn it.
And then there was someone in the back who was raising their hand. It was very sad when I didn't pick him. What's up? Yeah.
Is there more than one Tim, or is Tim just a singular goblin?
He's a single entity, and he is a very, very powerful one. Within minutes of standing next to him, you will want to blow your brains out. And then I said I'd come back to you. What's up? And then I'll get Fred too.
The whole gang. Wow.
I'm just now realizing that you're all dressed like Scooby-Doo
Yeah,
characters. I'm so sorry about that.
Okay, so we've all talked about many different goblin things, them moving from a cave in Florida to a pizza ranch.
They do move, yeah.
These goblins are moving around a lot. What is the goblin what does the currency of the goblins look like?
They just steal.
They steal. Got
They
it.
just steal.
So
They
like
don't.
pirates code, just take it.
Yeah, goblins are like godless, lawless, marauding
Got
killing
it.
machines. So they kind of just do as they please. That's obviously like. And then last one, if you have any more questions, you're really dying to ask me, I'll be outside. But what's up, guy?
What is their favorite item at Arby's?
Oh, it's the meat mountain for sure. It's definitely the meat mountain. You know how it just looks like just disgusting, like vile. Like I don't even want to tell you what that looks like.
It's actually good.
But you know what I'm talking about. Is it? Oh my god. You might. I can't make a definitive call, but you might want to leave the room first, and then like everybody give him like a 10-minute head start. But in all seriousness, I did not think this many people would show up. It does mean a lot that you came. I hope this was a fun time. I hope it made you laugh. Enjoy the rest of your convention. Have a great night. Let me turn this off really quick. That was a good one.